It is back to school time, and for many of us that also means back to bassoon time because we took a break over the summer from practicing or playing a whole lot, and we're having to start thinking about rehearsals for school or for community ensembles that are starting back up soon in the fall. So I thought I would put together some tips for how to ease yourself back into playing after a long break so that you show up to your first rehearsal feeling confident and prepared and not like you just took 3 months off of playing. If you're new here, my name is Dr. Natalie Law. I'm a professional bassoonist and teacher. If playing the bassoon is a topic of interest, make sure you like and subscribe on the channel. So the most important thing that you need to keep in mind as you return to playing the bassoon is to lower your expectations. You are not going to be able to show up to a 2-hour rehearsal and be able to play the whole time. So you need to ease yourself back into playing and do not expect too much. Don't pay attention to how you sound. Pay attention to getting back into the routine of things and how things feel and retraining yourself to play bassoon. The first day that you come back to playing bassoon after a few weeks or months off, I would only suggest just try to play 10 to 15 minutes, and you don't even necessarily need a goal in that time. Just get your face on the reed and blowing air through the instrument and just remind yourself about what it feels like. The thing that will likely wear out the quickest is your embouchure. And just like when you exercise and then take a break from exercise and come back to it, you're often sore. You don't want to be so sore that like you're in pain for days. So as soon as you start to feel like a little twinge of fatigue, put the bassoon down and don't come back to it until tomorrow. And then tomorrow, maybe add a few extra minutes. And the next day, a few extra minutes. Just ease yourself back in. And again, keep your expectations low, especially those first couple days. You also want to pay attention to your shoulders. Are your shoulders really raised up? Are you twisting your body in a certain way? One bad habit that bassoonists tend to have is we tend to be sort of off to the right to play bassoon instead of straight forward. So here's your friendly reminder to first sit with good posture, facing forward, comfortable position, and then bring the bassoon to you. And you can always move the bocal, you can always move the seat strap. I always recommend that the seat strap be as close to the edge of the chair as possible so that you are putting less weight on your left arm. But just always remember the bassoon should come to you. You don't go to the bassoon. So remind yourself as you're coming back to that to sit with good posture. Pay attention to your hands and your fingers. Common thing for us bassoonists is our thumbs, especially your left thumb can get really tired, especially if you're doing a lot of venting or flicking. When you start to notice that little twinge of fatigue, step back. If you kind of push through the pain so that it becomes more constant and persistent, there's a higher chance that that pain is going to persist after you stop playing bassoon. Fatigue is normal. Feeling extended pain really isn't. If you're feeling extended pain in any part of your body at any point, that's a problem that needs to be resolved. If persistent pain is something that you're dealing with in your bassoon playing, I highly recommend you talk to your doctor first and foremost. I also recommend that you try to work with a bassoon teacher who can watch you play and can kind of see if there's something in your playing that might be contributing to the pain, or if there's some type of accommodation that can be made a little bit easier so that you're not playing in pain. So what exactly should you practice and focus on when you are coming back to the bassoon? And the quick answer to that is technique and foundational work. So things like scales, arpeggios, long tones, tonguing exercises, really anything that gets your fingers moving, gets your tongue engaged, gets air moving through the instrument. It is so easy to lose those foundational skills related to bassoon playing. Those are usually the first things to go, and we think they're so simple. Like even just like how we sit with the bassoon, it's so simple, but it has such a huge impact on all of your playing. If you want to know how I approach foundational and technique work, I'd highly recommend you check out my warm-up routine video, because in that video, I cover in detail how I approach foundational technique. And I do it in the context of warm-up. That is the approach that tends to work for me. And so what you might do in those first few days and maybe even weeks of returning to the bassoon is basically just do a warm-up routine, similar to what I show in that video. Another important thing when you're returning back to bassoon playing is a mindset shift. So use this opportunity to reframe your mindset and become a beginner again in ways, and become curious and self-aware about bassoon. Taking breaks from playing our instrument can be really helpful because it just gives your brain some space from any baggage that you might have been carrying, any old habits that you had. And of course, those old habits will creep back in eventually if you're not careful. But the best way to address them is when you're returning back to the bassoon and you have kind of a fresh perspective on things. So think about, are you using the correct embouchure? Are your fingers flying away from the instrument? Are you sitting with good posture? Are you using your air correctly? These are all things that can be left by the wayside if you're not careful. Try to approach playing the bassoon with a sense of calmness and ease. If you feel yourself tensing up, your shoulders rising, that's old baggage that creeps in. So use this opportunity to return to the instrument, both mentally calm and physically calm as well, because tension only gets in the way and it causes problems. And finally, one more tip for you. As you're returning to the bassoon, seek community in your playing, and that can take shape in many ways. Maybe you have a friend that plays the bassoon or another instrument who's also needing to get back in shape. You don't necessarily have to physically practice with this person, but perhaps talk about how you're both returning to the instrument and keep each other on track and remind each other to practice, because that's the hardest part, is getting started back into practicing, and having an accountability buddy can be really helpful for that. Another way to seek community in playing bassoon: work with a bassoon teacher if you aren't already. A good bassoon teacher can provide guidance and structure to your practice. They can tell you what materials you should practice and focus on in between lessons. They can tell you how much you should be practicing. They can help you figure out where you might be getting stuck in your playing and help you unlock certain things. So if you aren't already working with a bassoon teacher, again, I do teach private lessons on Zoom. You just need some type of device and a reliable internet connection, and I'd be happy to work with you on getting back into bassoon playing, working on reeds, or really anything that you might be struggling with. If you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Best of luck returning to the bassoon, and happy practicing. See you in the next one.